I am Azhar Jamal. So today will be the series about VBscript variables. So we'll set an agenda for variable declaration, rules of the variables, and what is a variable. So before doing all that, so let us see what and all we discussed in the last video. So let me just open the agenda for the part 1. We discussed what is VBscript, what are the features of VBscript, what are the advantages of VBscript, what are the disadvantages of VBscript. So VBscript stands for Visual Basic Scripting, and it is a scripting language. So what were the features? One of the features of VBscript is dim is used for declaration of variables. It is case insensitive, and it is also a popular scripting language used in UFT, Unified Functional Testing, which is a popular testing tool, which is previously known as QTP. What are the advantages of VBscript? VBscript is easy to code. VBscript is case insensitive, which we already discussed. In-depth programming knowledge is not required. Anyone who just wants to learn programming, they can start doing coding in VBscript. It is that easy. It uses Windows scripting host, so no prior software is needed to be installed. So it works with Windows operating system. You can execute VBscript in Microsoft Windows operating system. It only supports IE. Other browsers VBscript doesn't support. So this is a testing point of view. So if you want to test anything, VBscript has inbuilt object creation for Internet Explorer. So that we will discuss as a part of testing in the later concepts, right? So this was an agenda for part 1. So let us discuss the agenda for part 2. Let me open the file. Okay, agenda for part 2. So we'll be discussing today about variables. As I said earlier, what is a variable? What are the rules? What are the rules for variable? How many types of declarations are present in a variable? So variable declaration types. Variable declaration types. So guys, as you can see here, from yesterday I have increased the font in this video. So one of the suggestions which I got from one of my friends is to increase the font, which will be helpful for the viewers to understand. So I have increased the font a little bit. If this is okay, if this font is okay, please let me know in the comments. Okay, so without any further ado, so let me continue our agenda today, right? Okay, what is a variable? So variable is like basis of any programming. So there you can just call it as a brick, right? So it is something like which holds the value. So in terms, we can just write variable is a memory location which holds a value. Example, dim value. Here you can say this is a variable. This is a declaration of a variable. Here you can also specify variable is a named memory location. Named memory location which holds a value, right? So dim value, your value is a variable. Dim is used for declaration, declaring variable. So, so let us see what are the rules for variables. So, you can't just have any name for a variable, any type of a variable. There are certain rules to be followed, right? So let's see what are the rules. So first one, rule number one, variable must be an alphabet. Variable must be an alphabet. So example, I can say dim salary. It's an alphabet, right? Must begin with alphabet. Sorry, it must begin with an alphabet. So we can have dim salary. We can never have salary. This one is wrong. This one is correct. So in order to understand this, that's an example. So let me declare dim salary. Let us print salary of, let us just type a salary of a manager. I don't know how much he earns. My manager. So let us declare salary. Let us give a value for a salary. So he might be earning 2 lakhs per month. Manager is, so salary. So let me save this. Okay, so don't forget to click all files. Just we can give any name. So variable rule 1 say.vbs, right? So let us double click. If we double click this, it will VBscript will execute. So as you can see here, salary of a manager is this much. So let me open this again. Just a minute, guys. Think, yeah. So instead of king salary, so let me just declare variable as 1 to 3 salary. 1 to 3 salary equal to this much, and let me print that salary. So let me save this, and we'll see what is error. So you can see here, line number 1, character 5, expected identifier. So VBscript is not taking the value. Is not identifying this is a variable because the rule specifies it must start with alphabet. So what if I gave salary 1 to 3? Will this work? I hope it does. Else there is a problem. There will be a problem with VBscript. That is not the rule, right? It's okay. Let us just um, run this. I'll just minimize it. Okay. Salary of a manager is this much. Okay, it is displaying. Fine. So variable must begin with an alphabet. So what is the second rule? Variable cannot exceed 255 characters. Variable cannot exceed 255 characters. Example. Dim salary has how many characters? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it can never be like this, right? So suppose I don't know what is the length of this. If this exceeds 255, it will not take it. Fine. So I don't have. I don't know how much I have to type to get 255 characters. It will take time, so let's skip that part. So if you want to try, you can try 255 characters is the length. Is the limit, right? Okay. Third rule, right? So variable should not contain dot, right? See, variable should not contain dot. Example, the salary to 3. Will it work? Okay, let's just give it a try. So before doing that, I'll just save this and I'll close it. So let us open here. Let me just declare this one. Salary dot 1 to 3 equal to 15 US dollars per hour, let's say. So let's just print it. Message box. Salary per hour is guys, will this work? I'm skeptical about it. Okay, fine. Let us save as. Yeah. So let's give variable rule 3.vbs. Let's see. So here we got an error. So expected end of statement, summary rate is throwing. So clearly it doesn't identify this as a variable. See? So let me just open it, edit it. So if I remove sal dot here, if I put dot in the beginning, will it work? Again, the first rule comes. Our variables must start with an alphabet. So again, this will throw an error, right? So let's put to a test. So again, we got an error here. See? Okay. In order to make in order for this to be correct, it should be either like this. This will definitely work, right? What if I give dollars here? Can I give dollars here? If I specify dollars, I have to write within double quote because it becomes a string. So let us save this. Let me run it. Will it work? Okay. So it worked. Salary per hour is $15. Fine. So let me just edit this. So I think the variable rule number 3 is clear now. So let me open agenda part 2. So these 3 are the rules for the variables. So let us go for a third question. What was that question? How many declarations are there for variable? We have 2 types of declaration, implicit and explicit. So implicit, so let us keep first point here. Implicit So, implicit declaration is the one. Other one is explicit declaration. So, implicit declaration itself identifies that here variables are used without declaration. Here variables are used without declaration. What will be the example, right? So always I'll be using, so Tim val value val equal to 2, then I'll be printing it, right? I know this will not execute, but just yeah. Normally I'll be doing this. So the output of this code will be 2, right? So instead of giving dim here, it is just giving valve equal to 2, right? Just don't declare. It's valve equal to message box valve. Will it work? Let's see. I think it should work. Okay, let me save this agenda for the part 2. Let me close this. Okay, let me open this. So valve equal to message box valve. So let me save this as implicit so let me use camel case, implicit declaration .vbs. Okay, before doing that, let me put all files here .vbs, right? So let me close this. Will it work? It is working. See here, got the value as 2. So what is explicit declaration? Why does this? So what is explicit declaration? Declaring a variable explicitly, declaring a variable externally or explicitly is called explicit declaration, right? So declaring variables explicitly is called explicit declaration. What will an example for that? So example dim value, same value equal to 4, then we can print the value. Guys, this will not work, but I'm just giving an example here. Sorry. Yeah. Dim value for msgbox value, it will give output as 4. So there is something called option explicit here. So option explicit is nothing. Okay. Let me write a point in second, right? So option explicit. This is nothing, but instead of just typing nothing, will just tell what it does. Option explicit. It makes VBscript to forcefully declare a variable. It just forces you. So let me see an example here. Instead of writing here, let me just save it. Let me close this. So okay, let me just open here. Option explicit should always come on the top. Explicit. So val equal to message box. Wow. Guys, will this work? Oh, let me check all files here. So option, okay, it means camel case. Option explicit.vbs. So okay, let me close this. Let me double click it. Okay, variable is undefined. See, it is forcefully telling a user to declare a variable. See, it is telling variable is undefined. Previously, we are not getting this error. So let me edit this. Let me just edit it. So let me just, we can't declare like this. So we might have to put here dim valve, declaration here, initialization here, and let us print the value. So I hope it comes, else VBscript is in deep trouble, which is not the case. See, we got the value here. So let us go back to our agenda. So we covered 3 things here. What's the variable, rules of the variables, declaration types. So these are, so this is the agenda of what we had planned and we had delivered it. So for today, this will be the end of the video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.